Do you ever feel like you're moving through life in a haze? That feeling of constant fatigue, the difficulty focusing, the frustrating search for a word that's right on the tip of your tongue? This isn't just being tired, it's brain fog. We try to fight it. We chug coffee for a temporary jolt. We pop supplements promising laser focus. We try to push through the mental clutter. But what if the problem isn't that our brain needs more of something? What if the solution is the exact opposite? What if the key to mental clarity isn't about adding, but taking away? Welcome to the profound science of intermittent fasting. Or, if we're not talking about a weight loss fad, we're talking about a primal metabolic switch that activates your brain's ancient and incredibly powerful cleanup crew. This process is called autophagy, and it might just be the most important biological function you've never heard of. Today, we explore how, when you eat, not just what you eat, can trigger this deep cellular detox, clear your brain fog, and literally rebuild your mind from the cell up. The word autophagy comes from the Greek meaning self-eating, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's your body's innate integer recycling system. Imagine your brain is a bustling 24/7 factory every second. It's producing proteins, firing signals, and consuming massive amounts of energy. And just like any busy factory, it produces waste, damaged components, misfolded proteins, dysfunctional nutria, cellular power plants. Over time, this junk accumulates. It clogs the machinery, causes inflammation, and gums up the delicate neural pathways. This, at a cellular level, is brain fog. Even more frightening, the accumulation of specific toxic proteins, like amyloid beta and tau, is the hallmark of devastating conditions like asthma and Parkinson. So, how does the brain take out the trash? It uses autophagy. In 2016, Japanese cell biologist Yoshinori Osumi won the Nobel Prize for his work in identifying the genes responsible for this process. He showed that when a cell is under stress, specifically when it's deprived of nutrients, a remarkable survival mechanism, the cell begins to hunt for its own damaged or non-essential parts. It engulfs them in a double membrane sac, breaks them down into their raw materials, and then uses those raw materials for two critical purposes. First, as clean energy to survive the period of scarcity, and second, as building blocks to repair and regenerate new healthy components. As the ultimate biologically recycling program. It's not just throwing away the trash, it's turning that trash into treasure. It's house cleaning and renovation rolled into one. The problem. In our modern world of constant snacking, 3 meals a day plus dessert, and late night eating, we never give our bodies the signal to turn the system on. Our cells are constantly in fed state, too busy processing incoming glucose to ever stop and clean the house. The junk just keeps piling up, the fog gets thicker. So how do we flip the switch? How do we manually activate this Nobel Prize-winning cleaning crew? This is where intermittent fasting comes in. When you stop eating for a prolonged period, say 16 or 18 hours, a cascade of profound metabolic changes begins. First, your blood glucose levels fall. In response, your pancreas stops secreting insulin, the hormone responsible for storing energy. The absence of insulin is the first crucial signal. It's like the manager of the factory finally shouting, "Stop the assembly line. No more supplies are coming in." Now a second hormone, glucagon, takes over. It tells your body to tap into its stored energy. But once the easy access glucose, glycogen, in your liver is used up, the body faces a mild, perceived crisis. This is the magic moment. A metabolic sensor in your cells, called AMCA, AMP-activated protein kinase, wakes up. AMP is your body's master metabolic regulator. When it senses low energy, it sends out a powerful command that essentially says, "Energy is scarce, we must conserve, repair, and become efficient." Activate survival mode, and the number one survival mode, autophagy. This is a perfect example of what scientists call hormesis, or good stress. Just like the controlled stress of lifting weights makes your muscles tear and regrow stronger, the controlled stress of fasting signals your brain to cleanse and rebuild itself stronger. Suddenly, your brain cells are aggressively hunting down those misfolded proteins, they're devouring dysfunctional nutria and building new efficient ones. They are quite literally eating the junk that causes brain fog and neurodegeneration and using it as fuel to repair the brain. You don't need a fancy tea or an expensive supplement. You just need to step back and let your brain do what it was designed to do, clean itself. But fasting doesn't just clean the brain, it actively builds a better one. And it does this by boosting a remarkable molecule called BDNF. BDNF stands for brain, dear neurotrophic factor. But you can just think of it as Miracle-Gro for your brain. BDNF is a protein that is absolutely essential for neuroplasticity, or brain's ability to rewire itself, learn new things, and form new memories. It acts like a fertilizer for your neurons. When BDNF levels are high, your brain is in growth mode. It protects your existing neurons from stress. It stimulates the growth of new neurons, a process called neurogenesis, particularly in the hippocampus, your brain's memory center. And it strengthens the connections between neurons called synapse. Its high BDNF is linked to sharp memory, fast learning, and a good mood. Its low BDNF, on the other hand, is linked to depression, anxiety, and, you guessed it, cognitive decline. What is one of the most powerful non-pharmaceutical ways to dramatically increase BDNF? Intermittent fasting. Studies have shown that fasting can significantly boost the production of this brain fertilizer. It's that feeling of incredible mental clarity and sharpness that many long-term fasters report the fog finally lifting. This is BDNF at work. While autophagy is cleaning up the old damaged structures, BDNF is coming in right behind it, repairing, rebuilding, and laying down new, stronger neural pathways. It's a complete neurological renovation. There's one more piece to this puzzle. It's the fuel your brain uses during this renovation. Your brain is an energy hog, consuming about 20% of your body's total energy. Even though it's only 2% of your weight, for most of us, that brain runs 100% on glucose, sugar. The problem with glucose is that it's a dirty fuel. It creates a lot of metabolic byproducts, or exhaust, buster oxidative stress, and free radicals. It also causes energy spikes and crashes. The 3-PO slump, where you can't think straight, that's a glucose crash. But when you fast long enough, your body switches to a different fuel source. With no glucose coming in, your liver begins to break down stored body fat into molecules called ketones. And it turns out your brain loves ketones. It can run on them beautifully. Ketones are a super fuel. They are a much cleaner, more efficient energy source. They produce far less oxidative stress and inflammation than glucose. Let's visualize this. Imagine your brain running on glucose. The image is slightly hazy, blurred at the edges. That's the fog. You see little red sparks of inflammation. The energy graph next to it is a volatile roller coaster, spiking high, then crashing low. This is the brain that feels sluggish, reactive, and tired. It's struggling to clear the metabolic exhaust. Now look at the brain running on ketones. The image is crisp, sharp, and clear. The connections between neurons are bright and stable. The red sparks of inflammation are gone. The energy graph next to it is a steady, elevated, efficient line. This is the brain experiencing sustained, clear-headed focus. It's not just functioning, it's thriving. This is why ketones are known as a neuroprotective fuel. They actively calm inflammation and reduce oxidative stress. When you fast, you're not just starving your brain. You're giving it a break from the inflammatory roller coaster of glucose and providing it with a premium, clean-burning, anti-inflammatory super fuel. This stable energy source is the foundation for the brain fog finally lifting, revealing the mental clarity that was underneath all along. Let's put it all together. Intermittent fasting isn't a magical cure, but it's a powerful, deliberate strategy. It's a 1-2-3 punch for total brain optimization. 1. You flip the metabolic switch and trigger autophagy, your brain's cellular cleaning crew. Activate, sweeping away the toxic proteins and cellular junk that causes brain fog and long-term decline. 2. Your body floods the brain with BDNF, that Miracle-Gro protein. This repairs neurons, builds new ones, and strengthens your synapse, enhancing memory and learning. 3. You shift your fuel source from dirty glucose to clean ketones. This provides your brain with a stable, high-efficiency, anti-inflammatory energy source you've been missing. You clear the junk, you rebuild the house, and you power it all with super DAS fuel. So, how do you start? It's simple but not necessarily easy. Start slow. Don't jump into a 24-hour fast. Try the 16/8 method. That means you fast for 16 hours, and yes, sleep counts, and eat all your calories within an 8-hour window. For most people, this just means skipping breakfast and having your first meal at noon. Stay hydrated, drink water, black coffee, or tea during your fast, and be patient. It takes time for your body to become metabolically flexible and learn to switch fuel sources efficiently. The fog won't lift overnight, but by consistently giving your brain the time it needs to clean, repair, and refuel, you are tapping into one of the most profound, primal, and powerful healing mechanisms you possess. You don't just clear the fog. You build a brain that is resilient, sharp, and truly capable of its full potential. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the mind. If this was helpful, share it with someone who might be living in a fog. It's time we all discovered the clarity we deserve.